Hi guys, I'm Nick Maud, and today we won't just be talking about the French Revolution, but specifically the role of women in the revolution. The French Revolution proved to be a pivotal point in history for the rights of women, or so it would have been if Napoleon hadn't been around.
Hey, I thought that women always had rights.
Well, not so much, my pupil, but we'll get to that later.
The French Revolution, mainly in the year of 1789, proved to be a turning point for women. There were rumors going around that Marie Antoinette, King Louis XVI's wife, was hoarding grain in the Palace of Versailles. Meanwhile, bread prices around France skyrocketed due to the poor economy of the time. Fun fact, Louis XVI spent half of the country's revenue paying off national debt. Yeesh, I know. But due to this fact, no women or anyone really could afford bread, which was the staple of the majority of households of the time.
Let's go to the thought bubble.
The women were furious about this fact, and therefore on October 5th, 1789, 7,000 women hauled 12 miles the famous Women's March from the Hotel de Ville in Paris to the Palace of Versailles, to demand from the king and queen to give them bread and to move to Paris. Famously, an old woman interrupted the speech of a delegate at the National Assembly, saying,
"Who's that talking down there? Make the chatterbox shut up. That's not the point. The point is that we want bread."
They later invaded the apartments, killing the bodyguards and searching for the queen. This women's march was the main cause for Robespierre's lowering of bread prices to even levels that the poor could afford. Also, and even more significantly, is the new constitution that arose from all of this chaos. It brought forth a new age for women's rights. Women could now seek divorce, inherit property, and obtain financial support for illegitimate children from fathers. However, women could still not vote nor hold office. Either way, the march was one of the most, if not the most, beneficial and significant protests in history. Thanks, Thought Bubble.
We just got a letter, we just got a letter, we just got a letter. Wonder who it's from?
Well, we know what that is. Let's go to the open letter. But first, let's see what's in the secret compartment. Bourgeoisie. It's a butter knife and butter. I see where this is going. Dear Bread, way to go. You were one of the main reasons for the bloodiest, most terrifying times in history, i.e. the Reign of Terror. However, you were also able to spark a movement so huge for women. You created the chain reaction which allowed for not only the king and queen to move to Paris, where they would soon be executed, but you also created individuals to speak out and demand for equality. Because of you, Mary Wollstonecraft wrote The Vindication of Rights of Man in 1790 and then later published The Vindication of Rights for Women in 1792, both demanding equal rights for women. Each of these later proved to be founding texts for the feminist movement. But even outside of these individuals, women asked that they receive the same rights as men, most notably in the Olympe de Gouges Celebration Declaration of the Rights of Women and the Female Citizen in 1791. Without you, Bread, none of this would ever have been able to happen. You are the flint that needed to start the fire. Thanks, open letter.
Now, unfortunately, after all this was over, and women had all these rules in society and rights that were not there before, Napoleon came and wiped the slate clean. In his Napoleonic Code, the role of women significantly decreased, as well as their social role. Women were no longer able to find decent jobs or even be in the workplace. But this has got us thinking. How is it possible that so much progress in society could just be reversed due to one person's beliefs? This is something that has boggled our minds for centuries. Somehow, one person can make a difference on not just one civilization, but for generations to come. And this has to be put to a stop. Our progress in the world must not be taken for granted and cannot be forgotten. Because if that begins to happen, then we won't fight for it all when someone comes along to try to take it away from us. Best wishes, John Green. Best wishes, Nick Moad. Mom, I'm done. What's for dinner? Shoot, I didn't stop dinner.